Hi everyone, welcome to a new vlog. In the past few videos, as you've seen, it's been quite dark. I feel like I've talked about it every vlog and video, so I'm gonna mention it again because this vlog is focused on trying to embrace winter, making some warm food and something indulgent, going for a walk in the cold, and reading a very exciting new release that yesterday evening I went to get it from Waterstones, and I'm very excited about it. And that is The Stolen Heir by Holly Black. We're back to Elfhame. I wouldn't consider the Cruel Prince series one of my favorites of all time, but it is up there near the favorites. So I wasn't expecting to be so excited for this book, but the moment I got it, I wanted to start reading it, and yesterday evening I started the first few pages and I just got sucked in immediately. I think the familiarity of the characters and the world, it just felt like coming home when reading this book. I don't consider The Cruel Prince my favorite, but I have reread it since I first read it, so I think that also helps. And I've read The Darkest Part of the Forest, which is in the same world, and yesterday evening I ended up reading 40 pages in one go, which is why I'm starting this vlog today, because I just couldn't wait. I had to tell you all about it. We are also going on a walk today, and it just felt like it fit together. I've been wanting to go on a walk in the forest this winter for a while, and because this arrived yesterday, all fell into place. Let me tell you what this book is about. So this book follows Oak and Suren. They were both children in the Cruel Prince series, and this is set almost 10 years after the Cruel Prince. And they are now young adults. Oak is 17 and Suren is 19 in this book. It does say up here, I'm gonna read you this. So, a runaway queen, a reluctant prince, and a quest that may destroy them both. Wow, super exciting. 8 years have passed since the Battle of the Serpent, but in the icy north, Lady Nor of the Court of Teeth has reclaimed the Ice Needle Citadel. There, she's using an ancient relic to create monsters of stick and snow, who will do her bidding and exact her revenge. Suren, child queen of the Court of Teeth, and the one person with power over her mother, fled to the human world where she lives feral in the woods. Lonely and still haunted by the merciless torments she endured in the Court of Teeth, she bides her time by releasing mortals from foolish bargains. She believes herself forgotten until the storm hag Bogdana chases her through the night streets. Suren is saved by none other than Prince Oak, the heir of Elfhame she was once promised to in marriage, and whom she has resented for years. Oak, now 17, is charming, beautiful, and manipulative. This just gets better and better, honestly. He's on a mission that will lead him into the Citadel, and he wants Suren's help. But if she agrees, it will mean guarding her heart against the boy she once knew, and a prince she cannot trust, as well as confronting all the horrors she thought she'd left behind. Oh, this is so good. Okay. I'm 43 pages in, actually 41 pages in. I've read 2 chapters. You find her in the woods, quite feral and releasing humans from bargains with Fae of the Woods. And she then is followed by Bogdana and saved by Oak. At the end of chapter 2, she accepts to go with him to the north and try and figure out what Lady Nor is up to. So this is clearly going to be a quest style story, which I'm very excited about. So you have a prologue. What I enjoyed the most was getting to know Suren because you don't really know much about her. From the Cruel Prince series, you only know she is a child queen. And there are weird circumstances around it, and you know she's tortured. And that's pretty much it. And so that prologue really kind of gives you insight into her mind and her world and what she's been through. Obviously, Oak has always been a cinnamon bun character that you want to hug and you want to protect him. So I'm also very interested to know how is he as an adult and follow his journey with Søren. So I feel like that's all I have to say. I am super excited, as if it wasn't obvious, to read this book. Before I sit down again to read this book, we're gonna go on sad walk in the forest. I've rambled way too long already, so we'll see each other in a bit, and I hope you enjoy this vlog. So it's later on in the day. I have been reading. I'm enjoying this book so much. It's exactly what I wanted it to be. Just wanted to go back to this world, following different characters and a different story. And that is exactly what we're getting. I feel like Holly Black did a very good job. She knows that the majority of people that are going to read this book are people that have read the rest. So they know how the world works, but she still has to explain it to people that haven't read the other books. She's mentioning things we already know, but in new ways. And for now, the dynamic between the characters is actually quite fun. I'm quite excited to see how this is going to play out, because our main character, Søren, or Ren as she calls herself, she's quite shy. She's had a very rough childhood. And I feel like Holly Black does a good job at weaving in difficult things, but still making it relatable. If you strip back the magic, everything that's there are things that anyone could have gone through. If you wonder why I'm looking down, it's because I have the book right here. It's not visible on camera, sorry. I'm at a section where the character is making a difficult decision that has everything to do with her upbringing, but it's actually going to be a bit damaging to their quest. But having into account her personality and her morals, you're completely supporting this decision, even though she'll probably have to deal with the consequences. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it, and I'll update you tomorrow. I'm very excited to get to the end and see what happens. I'll see you tomorrow. Hi, welcome to the next day. When I last updated you, I was around page 140. I have now read 50 pages more. As you've seen, I was working this morning, which means now in the afternoon my plan is to make this recipe that I haven't made in years and I used to love, and I wanted to make it for Christmas and then New Year's, and then it didn't happen, so I'm finally doing it. I'm gonna be making Parmesan stars. So they're kind of like a little Parmesan biscuit. I sometimes do just Parmesan biscuits to put like with risotto, but which is literally Parmesan that then goes into the oven. But this recipe takes eggs and flour, so it's really, and a lot of butter as well, so it's more like a little very, very cheesy scone. And then after that, I'm gonna be sitting down and reading again. Now, moving on to the update on the book. As I said, I've read 50 pages since I last updated you, and things are happening, as always. I always say that, but it's true. I'm really enjoying the quest style structure to the book. In the world of Helfheim, we have had a few kind of quests style moments before, but we didn't really have a whole book following this structure. And I'm really enjoying it. It has all of the other elements that I love about Elfheim and Holly Black's writing. Every time I mention the Cruel Prince series to anyone, I always say that one of my favorite things is the way she describes food. And every time people look at me like I'm a bit weird. But it's true. It's not super lyrical, but the way she does it, it just makes me hungry. So this book includes that as well. It has the lyrical writing. The characters, as always, are pretty amazing. These two, especially the main character Søren, or Ren, she's really battling with trauma. In these 50 pages, she has just made a decision that really affected the group. Thank goodness they managed to, as expected, because this is a quest style and they get into trouble at every stop, they have just managed to get out of trouble. But this decision really reflects on her personality and the way that it was done, and the way that then Oak realizes something about Ren. It's very good. And in this book, Søren starts as this violent, wild little monster. And Oak is described as this kind of golden boy, can do no wrong. But then actually, I think at the end, and we're starting to see that, Oak is going to be the violent one and Søren is going to be the one that holds him back. And I really want to see this kind of character development. But one last thing that I want to mention is the little fox imagery. I'm loving it. But yes, I will now make the Parmesan stars and then sit down and read for the afternoon. And if I do look a little bit off, it's because I think I caught a cold yesterday. But you know what? It's fine. I'm feeling fine. I'm gonna make the Parmesan stars. I'm gonna indulge in some fatty food and make a tea and just be happy in the corner of the couch with my tea and my biscuits. That's my plan for the afternoon. I'll see you in a bit. Hi, welcome to the end of the vlog. I have finished The Stolen Heir by Holly Black, and I love this book. It was amazing to be able to come back to this world. I think Holly Black did an amazing thing creating this world. It feels like this is a realized world that we get to visit for a bit every time there's a new book out. I also loved the quest style story of this book. It was very much appreciated because in a quest style story, all of the characters end up having to spend a lot of time together. They may split up at some point and then come back together, but they have to spend time together. And so you get to explore their relationships, you get to explore their personalities a lot more, and being a plot device, it really helps move the plot along, because every time they get to a new place, there's a new adventure, something new that they have to overcome. I think the characters were relatable. Their backstories and the mystery surrounding themselves, their personality, their past were very interesting. Not only the plot, but also their personalities and their relationships. The ins and outs of these characters were really what made me kept turning the pages. It really captivated me to this story. The only thing that I wasn't super happy about was the ending. It left me quite angry, but I did understand the motivations behind it. And for that, I gave it 4.75 stars. Maybe I'll lower it to 4.5, but for now it's 4.75. I love this book. My favorite part was the court of moths, when they spent I think a few days there, and it was quite good. You had relationship advancement, you discovered some mysteries, you got to know the motivations of some characters. Actually, you got to know the motivations of all the characters. But also, another favorite part was the leading up to and including the Undri market. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it, because of the same things. Mysteries were kind of solved, you know, people were honest with each other. And the plot twists at the end of the book, I really enjoyed, but I did guess it like 50 pages earlier, which is not bad. This is a 350 page book, I think, and I guessed it at like 300 pages. So, you know, I'm happy with that. I think this book was almost perfect. It's definitely the perfect return to this world, and it just made me appreciate all the other stories even more. Made me not only want to reread them, but I read them all on my Kindle, and makes me want to get the physical copies, reread them, and then have them nicely assembled all together on my bookshelf. But that's a project for another time. I think that's all. I love this book. I would highly recommend, especially if you loved the Cruel Prince series. And it is a motivation to read the Cruel Prince series, knowing that it's not just about the Cruel Prince storyline, but you also have the Darkest Part of the Forest. You also have this one now. It's a comprehensive world with multiple series and standalone books, but not too big that it's scary. It's just good enough that if you didn't enjoy one of the others, you might enjoy another one, because the world is quite immersive and just special. I hope you enjoyed this video. I definitely loved making it. Oh, I forgot to say I made some nice tea. So good. And thank you so much for being here. You know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment. Have you read any of the books from this series and what did you think about them? I'll see you next time and just thank you for your support. Bye!